Rupinder's on board with my plan, but Hardeep's less convinced. I want them both to see how just remodelling the ground floor to focus on the garden could drastically improve their home. I've gained exclusive access to a home in southwest London, which I hope will do the trick. Hardeep and Rupinder do have an amazing opportunity to make something incredible with their house. But I think at the moment, they're just so focused on getting more space, they're forgetting what it means to make a really good space. How are you getting on?
OK, struggling. We've made some slight changes to your plans.
You still want to do a two-storey extension, don't you?
It just makes more sense to do it now.
Yeah.
The garage, leaving the garage, that can wait.
Yeah. Hold that thought, because what I want you to do is just enjoy this house for what it is. And behind what looks like a very ordinary exterior is an amazing interior space. So let's go and see it. The ground floor of this Victorian terrace house has been radically remodelled by architect Paul Macanieri. He's created an extraordinary three-sided extension orientated around a courtyard.
Wow.
Absolutely beautiful.
Sort of beats the UPVC that we're thinking about.
Your house is organised differently because it's wider and not quite as long. But actually, the way this key kitchen space relates to the garden could be something that you could do. All the spaces here have a different job, but are linked using simple design tricks. The same colour palette, flooring, and lighting. The lighting works really well in this house because, in a way, you don't see the lights. There are no fittings to look at. There's light that is incorporated into the fabric of the building. I mean, there's a slot that goes from there all the way down the ceiling and turns down at the end. And that's just a recess with a concealed LED strip. And you don't really see the lights except for one place, which is the lights that you do see that define this as a space that you want to linger and sit.
What we looked for was a chandelier here hanging on top of our dining table.
But it's really interesting for me as an architect to hear that people do what you always do, which is look in a catalogue for stuff that you can add to your house. Whereas here, you can't go shopping for this stuff.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah,
looking
you need to stop doing that. You need to stop and resist going shopping for stuff.
I did say to Hardy, we really
and
need
let
to calm
the
down.
architecture. The investment is in the space and the quality of the space and the way that the architecture deals with storage, deals with lighting, deals with organisation of all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't get that in a catalogue or from a shop. Another thing I really like here is that there's such a limited palette of material and there aren't just unnecessary chops and changes in things like floor surfaces. This is one floor surface that's used everywhere. And these cupboards are storage that's really incorporated into the fabric of the building rather than being something else. And these are just bespoke door fronts over standard high street carcasses. The door fronts that face onto the garden were spray painted in French grey. Darker shades of grey are then used in the kitchen, but the spaces still all tie together. There is this amazing hidden space in it.
I love this.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful.
A little moment of joy here. I mean, look at that. It's priceless, isn't it?
That's what I want in my house. Oh.
The window seat was constructed from MDF combined with leftover oak flooring used as a backrest. A useful design trick, this material adds warmth and texture. But it shows you how spaces need to do more than just provide basic functions and be well organised. They actually do need to have these moments of real delight. And it doesn't cost much to make something like this. This is a seat in a set of standard carcasses with some bespoke fronts on and some nice cushions. And it's about where it's placed, that's where the architecture is. It's how it places you in this garden. One thing I really want to encourage Hardeep and Rupinder to invest in is glazing. Big glass openings across the whole rear of their new extension will give them this same experience. This glazing system is incredible because there's nothing at the head that blocks your eye. So if you look into that space there, there's no glazing bar over the top. You just see open space, and even when the window's shut, you see open space. So the challenge for you guys is not just to get a really clunky glazing system like UPVC or something, because then you will have a complete separation between the garden and your living space.
It does worry me about the cost of something like this.
Maybe it doesn't need to open everywhere like this does. You can get expanses of glazing far cheaper than using systems like this. A large fixed pane set into a simple frame costs far less than high-end sliding doors.